Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, I give you BVO.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO.
Yo, today's broadcast of BVO Boxing and the Road with the Punches podcast is sponsored by High Intentions. If you are in the Akron Canton area, make sure you stop by High Intentions on West Market Street for your need for your flour, for your oil, your hemp, and your CBD needs. Also, we have a new special we got going on. We got less THC, more CBD for healing. So if your knees are hurt, your arms are hurt, you got any kind of chronic pain, no medical marijuana card needed as well to come in High Intention. So there's no need for Ohio medical marijuana card. So make sure you stop in by High Intentions. And also want to give another big shout out to our sponsor, Raycon. That's Raycon for all your working out, leisure, anytime you need to hear some music and peace, need to disturb nobody, make sure you check out Raycon. That's Raycon. Go to rayconglobal.com. That's rayconglobal.com. And I got my guy in the house. I got the Puerto Rican Prince, and I got my favorite guy, man, Crush the Legend. And today we're going to have a great discussion on boxing. So how y'all brothers doing today?
Hey, great,
What's
man.
good? What's good?
So before we get into it, it's a conversation I've been wanting to have, especially when it comes to boxing. I want to see what you brothers thought on this. What do you guys, salute to my brother Billy, pulling it up first as always. Appreciate you, my guy. What do you guys think about Tank Davis for the first time being seen to be afraid of his opponent? Were you shocked to see that? What do you guys think about that?
Go ahead,
Go ahead,
Different.
Crush.
I don't think he was afraid of his opponent. I just think he wasn't prepared for how Lamont was really coming. That's all I think. I think people thinking too much of it. That's something Tank Davis got to deal with. So I don't think he was afraid, but he wasn't prepped for it because he ain't got no time to be afraid once you get in that ring. See, all the time to be afraid is you got all the time to do that before you even sign a contract. Don't sign it. Because once you get in that ring, everything that you fear must be pushed to the side. You got to go handle business. But everyone in the sport of boxing does fear or has some fear of getting hurt or even being beat. But I don't think that was really the case of being feared. Just wasn't prepared for what that man was bringing. And like I said, stay ready. So you don't have to get ready. Take every opponent the same exact way, like they are the one that got everything and you ain't even got crumbs. Go ahead, D3.
Hold on 1 second.
Well, I'll say I think one of the things I will say, I think it was the first time I ever seen Tank afraid because you can see him moving around a lot. You can see him punch, kind of doing things a little uncharacteristic of Tank. I think Tank to me is more like Mike Tyson than he is anything else. Where if you stand up to him and you show him you can take his best punch, he's going to cower. He's going to do everything but focus on how to win the fight. So I don't want to, down him in any way. But I just, Lamont Rose kind of showed us what Tank's card is. We've seen everybody look vulnerable. We've seen Canelo look vulnerable. We've seen Ryan Garcia look vulnerable. We've seen Devin the American Dream look vulnerable. We've seen Teo look vulnerable. We've seen George Kambosos. We've seen Lomachenko look vulnerable. So it's kind of cool after all these fights, the 31 fights, for the first time maybe since, I would say, Mario Barrios, which I still thought was heavily in Tank's favor. We actually seen him in the ring with somebody who could actually beat him. And I just think going forward, the whole thing of him having that superpower of people being afraid of him, because if anybody watched the fight with Frankie Martin, Frankie was scared to death. He was scared to death. So To go from to see what we seen with that to what we got, with Lamont Roach, where you seen
Hold
Frankie
on.
flinching, scared to
Correct.
death, everything. So I think it's just kind of showed us who Tank really is. He's more mouse than he is lion. What you got on that, Freak? I don't know if I guess Freak doing something to his computer. But what you got? You got a rebuttal on that, Chris? What you think?
I don't really feel like going down that road with you or anybody else because simply I just don't. I know I'm not going to disturb your groove, you know, like the band is sister. I'm gonna let you have all that. I'm gonna let everybody have their thing.
All right,
Get
there you go. I'm back.
off. I know what it really is, but what's already understood don't need to be explained to here. So you don't get the rebuttal from me right now, bro.
No, what was the question that you had, BBO?
He's
Oh,
capping.
so go ahead, Chris. I know you understand the question. Ask the brother the question for us.
He's free.
No, yo,
You heard? Did you hear the question? Because
no, I didn't hear it.
it's tickling my belly right now. But apparently, BBO feel as though that tank power ain't really what it is. Can stand up, all this. So go from there, man. Because he trying to set traps, and you can't set traps for me, man.
No, my question was simple because you see, Crush will go off the rails. You got to watch Brother Crush, the Sergeant at Arms. He'd go off the rails on you. But my question was, after seeing Tank in there with somebody who wasn't afraid of him, did he lose his armor? Did he lose his armor like when Mike Tyson fought guys like Evander Holyfield and Buster Douglas? They lost that mirror of people being afraid of them. What do you think?
No, I don't think he lost his armor because I still don't think that there's a lot of people that would stand up to Tank Davis's power. I think what we're not mentioning is the fact that Lamont Roach has a beard on him. Um, Lamar Rhodes. I mean, you have those moments in your career where you just say, you know what, I'm not going to get knocked out. I'm not going to get knocked down. We can go back to even when Mike Tyson was fighting Razor Ruddock. When Razor Ruddock was hitting Mike Tyson with vicious uppercuts, the normal uppercuts that he hit opponents with, and he knocked them out cold. Mike Tyson got caught with a few of those, and Mike Tyson was walking through them. And then we seen later in Mike Tyson's career, he get caught with a clean shot and he would get knocked out or get knocked down. So you have those moments in your career where you just say, no, you know what, tonight's my night. I'm not getting knocked out. I'm not getting stopped. And you just bulldoze through those shots that any other time probably would take you out.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Hold on. I had you mute while we in between. But I'll say this. I guess my thing is more or less on this conversation. When it comes to Tank, I think it's just one of those things where I think it was good because you never know how great a fighter is until they experience vulnerability in the ring. And that's what makes us love him. That's what made us love Muhammad. That's what made us love Sugar Shane Mosley. And you know what's so funny? I thought about Tank. And Tank to me before this fight was a lot like Sonny Liston. And you say, why you say that, BVO? Because I felt like he wasn't embraced by the media. He wasn't embraced by, I would say the mainstream fan in the same way other great guys have been fighting. And I learned that with Tank is the first boxer in history that's celebrated who's never in his career had a legacy fight or never unified his titles. So when you see that,
Go.
I guess my question would be, is Tank just something that Floyd came up with, or is he the goods? What do you guys think?
Man, once again, we got to travel down this daggone road that I should leave no ground for people to try to travel. Listen, I'm not being entertained with what you're saying. I'm not gonna let you, tear a brother down. This was the worst thing that happened to him. You act like something detrimental happened. The man wasn't focused, and he learned his lesson. That's all it was. You guys got to always make it something else more than what it is. Your life is a movie because you're acting, okay? We ain't got time for that. I don't give out Oscars. We don't give out Oscars over here, bro. Too much thinking on it. I know that you're happy, but keep it in reality, especially when I'm involved. Let's just keep it reality. Now, if you feel as though that he's that way, you can't say that because you got to see when he gets back in the ring. And I don't think there's anything that happened in the ring to him to where he just lost his armor, this, that, and the other. And it sounds like you just going to set people to get knocked out even more because no matter what Lamont Roach is, that don't mean everybody else that changed that he won't knock everybody else the heck out. Because I tell you one thing, we don't know what everybody is and what they're going to be against Tank Davis. We don't know. You know who they are against everybody else. But y'all the same guys that pooped on this man. So don't be shoe shining his boots now. He don't need that. we don't need the dudes that pooped on Lamont Roach. You know what I mean? To shine his boots, and you don't really need to really dog the dude. Act like Tank went in there and got beat to death. He didn't get beat to death. He got beat, and then some people think he didn't. Okay, the knee thing, if it was me, would have got disqualified or standing 8, but hey, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I can't do nothing about it. You can. Now, y'all think that was the best of Tank Davis? We know it was. I'm not making no excuse, but I could tell he wasn't focused, but that's something he has to deal with. But if you think that was the same Tank Davis that it was in every other fight, then that's on you. Because I guarantee you, the same Tank Davis that we used to see before this fight, you're going to see him again. So this was just a moment. Everybody has a bad night. That don't mean it's going to be good for everybody else. So let's not do that. And like I said, tell them dudes, when the opportunity comes, or a conversation or whatever it is to get the party jumping, don't make, do what you got to do to get there. Because that's what Lamont Roach did. He didn't do what everybody else did. Oh, let me take some time more. I need a little more money. No. So I don't care about what everybody else. And them dudes, they punks too. They cowards. Oh, look what he did. Look at y'all was downplaying him too. But none of y'all didn't do it. They should be kicking themselves in the butt. It ain't because of him. It's because of them. That's why it didn't happen. You throw me off with BBR, I ain't counteracting nothing. I'm getting a ring and I'm going to beat you behind. Simple and plain. I'm not, I take that. Because after I beat you, I get everything. This is how you get there. You don't get there and shouldn't get there no other way but that way. And these guys, these today fighters are not built like that. So stop pacifying. Give credit and criticism where it's due. You don't have to overcook it, and you don't have to undercook it. Just cook it.
So shout out to Crush. So we gotta salute to my brother Dub, salute to my man Clarence, Kareem, Ramadan. But I'll say this. Unless you got something free, go ahead.
No, I don't think it has nothing to do with Floyd. I mean, yeah, Floyd gave him some pointers here and there, but Floyd didn't train Tank Davis. Tank Davis was good before he got with Floyd. Tank Davis was on a winning streak before he got with Floyd, so Floyd didn't do anything. He gave him some pointers to sharpen up his game, and that's what a lot of fighters do. They get pointers from other legendary fighters. They get pointers from other trainers. They all do that to keep their skills sharpened. So that's he didn't do anything that nobody else had done to them before. He got pointers from another great. He got pointers from other trainers. So a lot of fighters do it. We see Devin Haney do it in between every fight. He goes and trains with somebody else, and then he comes back. His father's in his corner. We see Earl Spence do it. We've seen Jamel Charlo do it. We've seen Bud Crawford do it. We've seen all these guys do it before. They get pointers from other people to keep their skills sharpened.
Yeah. Network.
Yeah, but I'll say this: the thing that's so funny about this whole thing is, I think that this is the prime example of pride comes before a fall. I think for the first time, hold on one second. I mean, some noise. Oh, okay. I think for the first time, we really getting a chance to look and see the real Tank Davis, which is a good thing. We see him arguing with Calvin, being very disrespectful to Calvin. What do you guys think about the disrespect you see him give Calvin?
I don't think it was a disrespect to Calvin. Um, Calvin is supposed to be the assistant trainer. He has one trainer. It's too many people talking in the corner. The man don't know who he's supposed to listen to. So sometimes people got to be quiet and let the head trainer speak. You can't have a bunch of people talking. It's like the old saying: we got too many chiefs and not enough Indians. Everybody want to be in charge. Somebody gotta take the back seat and say, okay, look, he's the guy in charge for the night. We're gonna let him run the show. Whatever he says goes, and we could give little pointers here and there, but we letting him talk. You got Barry Hunter talking, and you got Calvin talking at the same time, and then you got Kelly Ellis on the other side talking as well. This man is sitting here getting instructions from three different angles. Which instructions is he supposed to listen to? So I don't see it as being disrespectful. I see it as some people just need to let the head trainer talk and just sit back and handle their job accordingly.
Hmm.
Okay. Go ahead if you want to go, Crush, or Thomas, whoever wants to go next.
Yeah, real quick and Tommy can go, and that can make it very uncomfortable. So sometimes when we see fighters doing that, sometimes it's because it's frustration because you're trying to take in something from this person, but then you got this person, and then you got this person. Then it's like, yo, what? Listen, everybody's saying something different. None of you guys are saying the same thing. And even with that, that could be, your brain is not meant to do that. And everybody don't have the mechanism to do that. But who wants to put themselves in that situation? So yeah, so I think he was frustrated, and then that can play on your focus too. I mean, that could decrease your focus. So that's all I got on it. Tommy Hill, the chairman, in the building. Tommy Hill, always on chills. What's up with you?
Hey man, shout out to the fellas, bro. Shout out to BBO, the
Salute,
master
sir.
producer. Shout out to man G Free, the one that holds the order. Shout out to Crush, the Mickey Freaky legend, the Mickey Freaky, Grumpy OG. Yo, we got in the chat, man. We popping. We got Bentley, the higher standard dog. You already know. You got Ghosts, you got Phantoms, you got Bentleys. You got my main man, Clarence McLean, dog. Say no more. Dub right side, Mr. Respectfully.
Keep Kareem Ramadan on my man Clarence.
My
Yeah,
man,
you got my
Naheem,
future champ in the building too,
the
Naeem.
dream,
Yeah, I'm waiting now.
bro,
We
that
gonna link,
shine
baby.
cock. The only dream that matters, bro.
Yeah.
Now that I've
He
said
in the
all that, I'll
dream,
say
man.
this.
Kareem Ramadan, man. Kareem Ramadan to you, man.
Yeah, you know about that too. And we ain't feeding no people. He going out there cutting meals because he about to cut a ninja up in that ring. But I digress. I'm gonna say this, bro. Last fight, very good fighter. They gonna dump on him, and they really gonna dump on him now. Frank Martin. Look at the press conference. Look at the build up. Look at the energy. Look at the composure. Look at the expression, the countenance of his face. And then you look at the very first text. The fight is canceled. Then you look at the
Right.
first presser. He don't even look like he want to be there. You look at the second presser. He got a nice little fit on, but he ain't looking like he want to be there until some ninjas in the audience is talking. They talking. They talking. Then you go back to the press conference with Ma Dukes, the Ma Dukes mentality. Recognize I got mad respect for him as a person because I know he had respect for her because she probably took him in, fed him, treated him, showed him love. Probably even more so than people that should have been doing it in his life at that time was doing it. So you got respect. But what you don't see is that fire. You don't see that interest. You don't see that look of focus that he's been in and that he's been exhibiting the past couple of days, bro. Like, I'm going to be honest. That fight You didn't see none of the stuff that he does. You didn't even see the ferocity in which he switches angles, switches levels, manipulates guards, throws punches, use feints. He did nothing but put his hands up and throw punches. And then even in doing that, man, I looked at the fight. He won the fight, bro. It wasn't a very great performance. Lamont Roach did a hell of a job up in there and made it look like, hey, dog, you can give me this fight. He didn't take it, but he made it look like you can give me this fight. And then there was that thing that happened with the knee. He should have been given a point, or
Yeah,
at
you're going a little,
the very most.
too ahead, T, because you're gonna bring up one of our points. But I want to ask you guys
Okay.
this.
Well, let me say this.
Shout out.
Going into the thing what you asked. Is Calvin to blame, or was that wrong, or whatever? I think
I'm
what
saying the
Dietrich said was,
disrespect that he showed Calvin.
I think that you're never supposed to do that to your corner. I'm gonna always say that, bro. No matter what's going on with you and what's going on in that ring, you're never supposed to disrespect your corner like that. So I'm gonna say that. You're not supposed to talk to that. I do believe that there was a lot of stuff going on outside and inside that ring, and also inside that corner. It was a lot of people. So it might have heightened things, but yeah, you got to be better reserved. And I'm gonna stay on that, and then I'm gonna let y'all talk.
So that being said, I think everybody's a little indifferent on it. So that being said, we had a huge press conference today in Times Square in Manhattan. What did you guys think about seeing former two-time lineal champion Teofimo Lopez back in the ring? What do you guys think about that?
I didn't see. Go ahead, DP. I didn't watch it.
No, I mean, I don't. I mean, I don't care who if Tio's get back to the ring or not, because he's one of those ones that's not fighting the people that we want him to fight as well. So but he don't get the same type of treatment that Tank Davis get, far as not fighting the guys that we want him to fight. And that's mainly because nobody's checking for Tio. Nobody really cares what Tio do. Now, this is a fight that I've been waiting to see happen for a while. So I'm glad that he's finally getting in there with Aaron Barbosa, because Aaron Barbosa been wanting this fight with Tio since he came to 140. So I have no problem with that fight. That fight is going to be a heck of a fight.
I think so too.
I don't have a problem with it. And I'm looking for Tio to get his behind beat. I want somebody to put his head in the dirt, put it on the stick. I don't care who it is. I want this man put in the dirt because he's disrespectful. He's a racist and all that. And I ain't got no love or no sympathy, and definitely don't want no success for no type of a man like that. I'm righteous with mine. So I hope Barbosa beat him to death. Give me something to talk about too. I can't shut my mouth up for a damn minute. Tio getting beat on. So I ain't got a problem with it. If Bosa don't get it done, somebody get it done. If Bosa don't get it done, he definitely better not run for my favorite guy at 140. And y'all already know who that is. And I'm passing it to Tommy Hill.
So if anybody's listening, he's playing, y'all. He's playing. He's joking around. He's playing around, y'all. He doesn't mean it. Well, what you got, T Hill and Free? What y'all got?
It's on Tommy Hill now.
Yeah, it's on Tommy Hill. I started it off.
Oh, well, man, it's Tio being Tio, trying to, you know how I'll put it to you in terms of there's like a female that's around her peers, and she really want to be noticed. She gonna be extra loud. She gonna put on the flyest dress she possibly can, and she gonna do whatever she can to get some attention. That's your boy Tio. Period. Point blank. He do whatever he got to do to get some attention, get some kind of eyes on him, so that people could take notice of him. Because not too long ago, he was in a ring with an SC jersey, nonetheless, because that's my team, saying, "Do I still got it?" He want to get it back. That's all I gotta say.
Well, I'll say this, man. I love our panel today. We got some spirited opinions. I mean, we forget about Tio beating people like Jermaine Ortiz, the great future Hall of Famer Lomachenko, great maybe Hall of Famer Josh Taylor. I mean, and a monster. A lot of people forget about the great Richard Coleman. You know, just monster after monster after monster. But that being said, what did you guys think about the heated press conference where you had Ryan openly cussing at Tio? Do you think Ryan is just a piece of garbage who can't control himself, or do you think that was good for the show? What do you guys think?
I mean, that's what you have when you got two members of KKK going at each other, and then one person go back and apologize to the ethnic group that they were discriminating against. When you see somebody trying to take sides with people that you really hate, you gonna go at them. So he saw Tio apologize after he said what he said, and he's like, "Hold up, nah, you just joined the KKK. Now you already apologizing." So nah, I mean that's what you have. You gotta go at him because he's a newbie to the clan. So you gotta go at him.
That's funny. Go ahead, Crush or Tommy Hill, if y'all got something on it.
I second that emotion, and I'm gonna pass it to Tommy Hill.
He said the clan. That boy rough, man. Go ahead, T
So
Hill.
I'm gonna go ahead, man. First off, and I gotta make a addendum and an apology too, man. That's the master of ceremonies. My bad, not the Grand OG, the master of ceremonies. Shout out Crush the Legend, the master of Mickey Fricky ceremonies. Speaking about ceremonies, bro, I think that was ceremonial to build the buzz that can be, because if that fight does happen, then what will have happened is the Mickey Fricky that y'all give the most hate to would have fought all four of the original quote unquote four kings. If he takes that fight with Tio, he would be the only one to fight every single one of the contemporaries of the original four kings. And I know a lot of
And
people
it's
hate
funny you
on
say
Ryan.
that.
Yep.
My bad, go ahead. My bad, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I know a lot of people hate on Ryan, but he truly is looking for smoke, bro. And he go get it, and he goes against his promotion if he has to get that smoke, bro. So
Yeah.
it just builds the fire. That's all I will say about that.
I don't care what he does. He gets it done to get in the ring. So, hey, that's what
That's
I
a
like.
fact.
So speaking of that, do you guys worry that Rolly Monroe's gonna get knocked out? I didn't realize the size discrepancy was so huge between them. Like Ryan, like he was sitting next to his youngest son. What did you guys think?
Yeah.
I
Um.
think,
I, yeah. I was talking about this earlier today. Um. It's a possibility. Well, it's a high possibility that this fight is going to end in a knockout. We know that Rolly can punch. Tank Davis have already came out and said Rolly is the hardest puncher he's ever been in the ring with, and we know that Ryan can punch. The problem is Rolly defense is horrible. He didn't since he got knocked out by Tank Davis. This man has been knocked out twice. He's been knocked out once against Pitbull Cruz and once in sparring. So this man, his defense is horrible. And we all know that Ryan has one of the quickest left hands, if not the quickest left hand, left hook in boxing. And so when Rolly goes to swing his shot, the thing that he always does is he brings his guard down, and that's how Tank was able to catch him. Because when he went to go swing on Tank, he brought his guard down. He did it again in the Pitbull Cruz fight, and he got rocked in the Pitbull Cruz fight. So he always brings his guard down. Now it's going to come down to who lands their shot first, because whoever lands their shot first, I believe they will get the knockdown, if not the knockout. I think Ryan will land his shot first because Ryan is the more rangier fighter. He's bigger than Rolly, he's longer than Rolly, and he has a better boxing ability than Rolly does. And I think Ryan is going to set his left hook up to make Rolly reach. And when Rolly reach, Ryan going to catch him with the left hook, similar to the way Devin did. Every time Devin went to reach and lunge at Ryan, he got caught with the left hook. And I think Rolly's going to have the same outcome. And I got Ryan knocking Rolly out.
Yeah.
And you heard that from the master of debate. So let me just say this. While D3 was talking, and I was just having a quick daydream. You know, and both of these guys can punch. And we know Ryan is the way more skilled guy than Rolly. We know these days, right? But still, when we talk about a puncher's chance, this is definitely a puncher's chance. And I was just thinking about this fight took me back to Manny Pacquiao and Ricky Hatton. And it was like, whoever clipped who first, that one that get clipped is going to sleep. And we know Ryan got, like D3 said, man, the dude does have the fastest hook in boxing. He might not have the fastest hands on, he got the fastest hook in boxing. It's like the Flash, you know.
Yeah, in there and out of there. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So I can see it the same exact way as D3, but still, I'm giving the wild card Rolly a chance too, because he might land his shot before Ryan. Hey, I want to see it, man. Somebody going to sleep. Either one of these dudes could knock the other guy out. Yes, this fight should not go the distance. This fight, people, I'm going to be honest with you, shouldn't go no more than 6 rounds.
You give it 6 rounds, I give it 4. I don't think it go past 4.
I knew he was going to say 4.
I knew he was going to say 4. I think the thing that's so funny about just what we get in boxing, what did you guys think about Richardson Hitchens begging Teo for attention on Teo's night on a stage? What did you guys think about him doing that?
I'll go first on this one. I haven't really gave it any thought, but I could see, you know, what you meaning behind your question. Like basically, let's just cut to the chase. Is he clout chasing Teo? I don't think so. Because I think if the opportunity knocks, he's getting in the ring with him. So I don't think it's that, but that's something that you're supposed to do. Shout out to my grumpy OG partner, CDK. I think he really wants to get in there with Teo, and he's very confident. Africa is confident that he can beat him. So, yeah, I think he really wants to smoke with him.
Yeah, I think that's what I think that's all it was. I think is literally he wants to fight Teo, and he let it be known. Nigga, I'm watching your every move. I'm gonna be at every one of your press conference. I'm gonna be at every one of your fight until you get in the ring with me. And he letting it be known that he wants that fight. That it was cordial because they in front of the press and everything. They don't want to. He didn't want to make a big scene, but he wants that fight next with Teo.
Yeah,
crazy. Because I think the thing that we missing in this whole thing, which a lot of people don't realize, we got the return of Black Jesus, Devin, the American Dream versus former unified junior welterweight champion Jose Ramirez. What do you guys think about that card? I think it's going to be a coming out party for Devin. I think he should come out with a marching band and go in there and just party because the face of boxing is up for grabs thanks to Tank Death. What do you guys think?
Man, that man
Wait,
Devin needs to come.
hold on, D3. Hold on. Because I got overlooked the past couple of times, bro. First and foremost, that Rolly fight, Ryan fight, I agree with everything that they both said. It can be either way because it's the power of a punch. One punch can change any and every situation, bro. Especially when you got power like Rolly Romero and you got power like Ryan Garcia. Ryan's power is a little bit more quick twitch, where my man got that brute like man strength kind of power. However, as it was stated, the skill set not where it need to be fighting somebody as skilled as Ryan Garcia, and I think that's where you're gonna see the difference in the fight. And I do believe it does end by knockout and brutally by that man Ryan Garcia. Likewise, the build-up for the fight is something that you really want to see, and you really want to see somebody make the right moves to get the fight going. So I agree with everything that D3 said, and now I'm going to go back to the other question. I acquiesce. I just didn't get caught up on that one time. I couldn't say anything. My bad.
Oh, there's no problem.
Yeah.
There's no problem. Go ahead, Free, if you
Yeah,
got something.
yeah. With the Devin and Jose Ramirez. I mean, I don't think Devin need to come out with no marching band. I think Devin needs to come out focused and ready for this fight because he come out with a marching band and he not focused. Jose Ramirez gonna come out with Roy Jones. You must have forgot, and he gonna let you know, nigga. I was a unified champion at 140. I'm not easy walk through fight. And Jose Ramirez, he can fight. Now we know he had a couple of setbacks on since he lost to John Taylor, but
Right.
Jose Ramirez ain't no walk in a park. You gonna have to be on your P's and Q's when you're in there with Jose Ramirez. Um, I think Devin can outbox Jose Ramirez, but I need to see what he looks like. I need to know what his mental is like. Is he going to be affected by the Ryan Garcia situation? Because like I said earlier when I was on CDK, um, you had Deontay Wilder.
Huh.
When he had that second fight with Tyson Fury, he was never the same. He didn't take punches well, and he didn't have that same fire that he had before he had that second fight with Tyson Fury. So I need to know what type of mind frame Devin Haney's in because if he get caught with a big shot from Jose Ramirez, does he clam up because he don't want to get dropped, or does he push through and say, you know what? Yeah, I got dropped against Ryan, but I got up every time. Does he have that? Does he have that in him? I don't know because we don't know how his mental is. We haven't heard from Devin. We haven't really seen him. We've seen little videos here and there, but we haven't heard from Devin. Normally, you'll hear something from Devin or Bill, and they've been quiet. I think that fight with Ryan actually woke them up, and they realized that hey, we can get beat. So we gotta get back to the drawing board and get back to what got us to where we was at.
Mm-hmm. What you got, Tommy?
Man, they realized that to continue where he said, they realized that it didn't have nothing to do with no damn Ostarine or no nandrolone or whatever they call that bitch. I'm sorry, that's that drug, nandrolone. It had
Yeah.
everything to do with them not being prepared for what he had. One thing I will say is that every fight is a potential fight for you to state your case and make your mark. This just so happens to be an even tougher one because even though my man is a little bit older, long in the tooth, he still is a fiery competitor. He still got that Latin heat, that Latin blood that flow
Yeah.
through him, that not going back down. And when you get somebody that's not going back down but always come forward against somebody who likes to fight backing up, it's always
It's a
it's a
good
dynamic
fight for
style
sure.
clash. It's a dynamic clash. So I expect for Devin to be on his ish to take full advantage of this opportunity because they don't come often, especially after you do certain things that he has done since the Ryan fight has transpired. And you know, I don't hold him in contempt for that Ryan fight. I think Ryan is a fantastic fighter, a tremendous boxer, and I believe that, you know, if he would have been in better shape, it could have gotten worse. But one thing I will say about Devin is that he got up every single time he got knocked down. Even the ones that did not count, he still got up. So, you know, I know he's a competitor. And I believe he took that time to say, hey, I gotta tighten some things up. I gotta shore some things up. And you know, he over there fighting in a division that is closer to like where power fighters are. So I think that what really
Yeah,
is gonna
red
take
hot.
place, hell yeah, he gonna be sharp because he know he gotta be. And I think this
Yeah.
is gonna be one of the best Devins you see, and I'm hoping for it too, man. I want the best for him. And also, you know, you lay low and you let your game do the talking. You don't talk no more. You let the game do the talking. And that's where these people need to be. So shout out to that fight. I'm looking forward to that fight. As far as that comment you made about trying to reclaim the face is always for the last couple of years have been Canelo. Everybody else is chasing him. And that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
But I
Gotta see
but
where he's at mentally real quick, BBO. Yeah, like I've been stating, since the Ryan situation, um, we are hoping for the best that he's in the best mental state that he needs to be in, that he can be at, being to see is he still that guy? You know what I mean? So that's the whole thing for me. But you can't count out Jose Ramirez respectfully, but I think Devin is going to win this fight, but I have to see. And we don't know where he's at mentally, and you can't do nothing right if you ain't right mentally. Ask Tank Davis, and I pass the mic.
Oh yeah,
Hey yo,
and
yo!
definitely,
Before you go into that, BBO, I want to say Bentley just made an interesting comment about Ryan Garcia, and this is one thing I do want to make note of in that fight that he got with Rolly. Having
yeah,
DJ in that corner was very paramount for him making the adjustment necessary to win that hanging fight. Because if you look at rounds 2 through 6, well, mainly 2 through 5, but 6 as well too, because it was swing. He controlled the fight with his jab. That thing that they
yeah,
worked on right before they came on, they had a spot where they you know how they always pan into the fighter and check
yeah,
them on before they come in. He was
yeah.
doing a check hook, checking on that jab, and it finally connected. And because it connected, it
It
changed the
changed the
whole
fight.
aspect of the fight. It
Because he
did,
got it
absolutely.
early on too. He got it early on. But speaking of that, now we gotta talk about. You guys gotta forgive me, man. I've been a huge fan of this guy for a number of years. Gary Antuanne Russell, BVO's favorite fighter, Gary Antuanne Russell, 140-pound WA champion. What do you guys think is next for a guy as special as Gary Antuanne? Do you think you'll see him in Tio? Do you think you'll see him in Richardson Hitchens? Because I think the super fight is Tio, former two-time lineal champion, versus new upstart and Gary Antuanne Russell for undisputed at 140. I think that'll be a huge fight. You got black versus Latino. I think it'd be a great fight. What do you guys think about that? I got surprisingly, people wouldn't notice, but because I've always supported Gary Antuanne Russell, I'm going to pick Gary Antuanne Russell to beat Tio. What do you guys think about that fight?
Well, I like some of the things that you said, but there's some things that you said that I disagree with. You know what I mean? When did he become your favorite fighter? You wasn't never talking about no Antoine
Since day
Russell. But
one.
good to do
Since
it
day
out.
one.
I
Since day
ain't,
one.
I ain't hear you talk about Antoine Russell, bro. But hey, it's cool. You on the right side of things right now. I'm glad you picking somebody to beat. Your fantasy dream, Tio. So I'm glad you're on the right side, brother. Welcome home. Welcome home.
You wild boy. You wild boy.
you know, I got to do me a little bit.
Ask free. I've always said I like Gary Antoine. Ask free.
Hey, I
Ask
got.
free.
Hey, I save all our stuff, bro. I save everything, bro. And I have days when I just go back and watch some stuff. You know what I mean? Now I watch everything.
Roll the tape. Hey, roll the tape like my man Marty said. Roll the tape. BVO's
You don't want
always
me to
been a
roll.
big
You
fan
don't
of
want me to
Gary
roll the
Antoine
tape.
Russell.
Hey, y'all, if I roll the tape, I'm gonna have to wind up wrapping him up in it.
What you say? I was at?
No, but yes. Listen, I would love for Antoine to get his hands on Tio, but we know he's a yeah. So I ain't even looking for that to happen. You know what I mean? I would love for it to happen, ladies and gentlemen, but we know he a little yeah. You know what I mean? But if it was to happen, oh trust me. Oh, if it was to happen, I'm gonna pass it to D3. If it was to happen, oh my gosh, they would send the National Guard in there. They have the dudes coming in there on them daggone drones and everything. The poor Antoine off with T.O. behind. Then again, they might just let it ride because he deserved to be put in the dirt. Let's put him in the dirt. Not unalive him, but put him in the dirt. But man, I would love to see that. And I'll pass the mic. I can't stand that joker.
Yeah. Antoine, he definitely showed off Saturday. He got back to what he was doing before his father passed. And Antoine, that version of Antoine that we saw on Saturday, I don't think anybody at 140 beats that version of Antoine. Now, what's next for Antoine? I think what he wants next is Alberto. I think he wants that fight next. And then I can see maybe Richardson Hitchens get in the ring with him after that before Tio. I think Tio might be the last ticket if Tio is to get past Aaron Barbosa because he still got to worry about Aaron Barbosa. It's not a full-blown conclusion that he's going to beat Aaron Barbosa. So I think that will be the last ticket because, like Crush alluded to, Tio, when there's a tough fight, Tio tends to shy away from those tough fights. If there's a guy that has the ability to be able to beat T.O., he shies away from those fights. He got in
Like
there with Loma.
Lomachenko?
He got in there with Loma. He got in there with Josh, and that's about it. Those are the only two guys that he got in there. He never got in there with Devin. He never got in there with Tank. He never got in there with Matias. So he has moments where he has shown up, but there's a lot of moments in between where he didn't show up. So I don't think even if T.O.'s on his A game, I don't think T.O. beats the version of Antuanne that we see on Saturday. Because the one thing that T.O. don't do well is fight coming forward. At some point,
That's a good
you
point.
in order for you to beat Antoine, you're gonna have to come forward. You can't just sit on the back foot and think that you're going to be able to beat Antoine by sitting on the back foot because he's going to smother your shots. He's going to make you. We saw Arroyo. Arroyo, he fight pretty well on the back foot, but he didn't fight well Saturday on the back foot. Every time he sat back and let Gary be first, Gary was first, second, and third. You gotta be able to give something back to Gary in order for you to have a chance to win. So I don't think that T.O. can beat Antoine just sitting back waiting for Antoine to come at him, because Antoine, for one, is the bigger fighter, and T.O. power hasn't translated to 140. So you got a guy who's punching like a mule kick, and you got another guy who just sitting back waiting to get kicked. It's not a recipe for success. So I think Antoine, if he stays and stay focused and stay this version that we seen on Saturday, I think without a doubt he will be the next 140-pound undisputed champion.
Yeah, I'll say I get what you're saying. Because like I said, I've always supported Gary Antoine. Salute to you, Gary Antoine. We've been talking, man. We definitely want you on the show, man. So salute to you. Like I said, I've always been your biggest supporter. Been a big supporter of your brother as well. But I think the only thing that worries me when we talk about Gary Antuanne Russell when it comes to a T.O. is if he's going to fall into the trap of chasing T.O. around. Because if he chases T.O. around, then I'm nervous that T.O. could possibly stop him. My only thing is I just don't know if he can break that habit of following guys around, because I know he likes to put his head in people's chests and well away. And I'm just hoping he doesn't make that mistake against Teofimo Lopez. What do you guys think about that? Fall
He
into
don't
old
follow.
trap.
He don't follow nobody around. He cuts the ring off. I mean, you saw El Rayo didn't have nowhere to go. He was trying to escape. He couldn't. Every time El Rayo moved, Dagon Gary was right there in front of him. He couldn't move nowhere. He doesn't follow people around. See, people, they say he follow people around. No, he gives you nowhere to go, but right in front of him. He gives you nowhere to go. So no, he's not following anybody around. He cuts the ring off, and you have to fight him. If you don't fight him, you're just going to get beat up. He makes it so you have to fight him.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'm just saying he kind of does have that Sean Porter kind of style of coming forward, what you would think would be made, tailor made for T.O. That's my only thing. Because he
You
knows.
heard what he said. You heard what he said when people said that they thought he was one dimensional, and he was alluding to people calling him the Sean Porter style. He said, "Yeah, I heard him. I heard all of them people talking, all the fake media saying I'm one dimensional. He heard y'all, and he's not one dimensional. I've been telling y'all that for years. He only does enough to win the fight. We saw what he had to do Saturday, and we saw him 12-0. He didn't get the knockout, but he beat that man up from round 1 to round 12 because he
Actually,
had
I think
more
that
in the
was
tool
worse than
bag.
a knockout because he really went in there and
Yeah,
beat him
Oh,
up.
most
yeah.
To me,
definitely it
that
was
was
worse.
worse. That
Most definitely
definitely
it
was
was worse.
worse. So
I'm
what
gonna go back to what Bentley said real quick. He
uh,
said Tio beat Loma going forward. He beat Loma going forward because Loma did not throw punches for the first 6 rounds. Once Loma started throwing punches, Tio started losing. And it wasn't if Loma would have never took off the 12th round, that fight probably would have been called a draw. It probably would have been called a draw if Loma didn't take off the 12th round.
I mean, that's not unusual. I've heard that before. I'll just say this to be totally fair. When it comes to a guy like Tio, I think that this will be a tough fight for Gary Antuanne, but I definitely want to see it. But before we get out of here, guys, I want to ask you guys something that's been kind of I've been thinking about in boxing. Do you guys think we should have guys stay with their original trainer, or should guys leave their trainer after a while? What do you guys think?
That it all comes down to if that trainer took you as far as you can go with him. If you can't learn anything else from that trainer and it's still more for you to improve on, then you might have to go to another trainer or at least bring somebody else into your camp to help you further your career. So I don't think that you have to leave your trainer, but if he's not making you better, because everybody has room for improvement. So if he's not making you any better and y'all just plateau at a level, then you need to bring in another trainer or you need to go and get another trainer because you have to be steady improving every time you go to camp. There should always be improvement made when you go to camp. You shouldn't be just focusing on what you do well and that's it. It should always be some type of improvement every single time you go into a fight and every time you go into a camp. It should always be some type of improvement. If you're not improving at all, and say you got your first championship and you ain't getting no better than what you got when you got to that championship, then you might need to look at somebody else.
What you got on that, crushing Tommy? What y'all got on that?
I second that emotion. I pass it to Tommy Hill.
I don't know, Tommy.
Tom is at work, so
Yeah,
he's
all of
in
it.
and out.
But let me ask you this though, Free. I got to hear a little bit of it from
Nah, I'm here. I'm here.
go ahead.
My bad. Now, what was the question? I'm sorry.
Uh
No, he was asking, does he said you see fighters leaving their trainers? Do you think a fighter should
Oh yeah,
leave their trainer?
yeah. Nah, I echo the sentiments that Beasley had. The only way you leave is if you don't have no more growth. If there's nothing that you can learn, there's no adjustments that can be made. It's not the proper preparation, and on top of that, it's toxic like relationships going on. Like if you're in a fight and you hear somebody say, "What are you doing, bro? Come on, bro, beautiful," and they ain't getting no damn corner instructions, dog. You might have to reassess them, or at least bring a voice in, and then there's got to be a sit down saying, like, okay, well, this person is here for this. This is for that, and things like that. But I mean, I think that you stick. Ultimately, you stick with those who build you if they can still continue to help you grow and develop. So that would be my answer.
yeah. I think I would agree with you. I would agree with you to an extent. I really would agree with you to an extent. But the final thing I want to ask you guys before we get out of here, man, because I think this is really exciting. Do you guys think that we'll get more outdoor events like we getting at Times Square? What do you guys think?
Um, we can. I mean, we used to get outdoor events every year back in the '90s when they had Friday night fights on ESPN. They would go to the Playboy Mansion and have outdoor events. They would go to Los Angeles. I forgot what arena. I mean, what stadium that was. They would do outdoor events. So we used to get it all the time. I don't know why they stopped doing it, but they can do more outdoor events. I'm just not sure if they're going to do it because they stopped doing it for whatever reason. But we used to get them all the time.
Um, yeah, I would love to see. Do I think Robert answer your question? But do I think Robert Garcia is a a good trainer? I think he's a great trainer. I think other than Bomac, who's kind of made like to me like he's on another level. I don't think anybody's on Bomac's level. I would say Robert Garcia is right behind him. What do you guys think about Robert Garcia as a trainer?
Man, I wouldn't even say that he's behind them. If they won A and B, bro. I think Robert Garcia is a fantastic trainer. I just think that my man El Rayo went into a buzzstorm right there. That was somebody that's been disrespected, talked down upon, upset with his own performance, and just coming off the cusp of losing his family, bro. That right there hurt more so than anything. And I think that we'll see from this point forward a more focused, a more dedicated, a more efficient Gary Antuanne Russell. And you can't be mad at that, bro. Sometimes you're just not as good as the person that's in the room, no matter what.
Yeah, I think Robert Garcia is a heck of a trainer. I mean, he won Trainer of the Year. This man trains roughly about 20 different fighters. So no, I think he's a heck of a trainer. It's just sometimes you're just not going to be able to beat everybody. Like El Rayo has never faced anybody nearly on the level of a Gary Antuanne. So he was in there with a different animal that he has never seen before. So it has nothing to do with Robert Garcia. And I said this because Doug Brightside asked this question before. He said, who do I think has the better corner going into this fight? And I said, Robert Garcia gets the nod as far as game planning prior to the fight happening. But I think Gary gets the nod in the fight because Gary can grasp his brother's attention better. And I think Gary can read what's going on inside the ring better than Robert Garcia. I think his inside the ring experience is better than Robert Garcia inside the ring experience.
Yeah, I think no matter how it goes, only reason I would say Bomac, Tommy, is because I think Bomac has a thing of where he reinvents guys. Like I've seen Chris Eubanks look better under him. I've seen Keyshawn look great. I keep seeing so many guys who I think is okay, look good under him. Where
Hey, I'm gonna tell you like this: you got to throw that Chris Eubanks out the window because it's not hard to make Chris Eubanks look better when he's out there trying to look like somebody he's not. All you got to do is say, "Stop doing that," and he's gonna look better. That's all you got to tell him. Stop looking like Roy. He's gonna be a whole lot better because he's not Roy Jones. So I mean, I think Bomac is a good trainer. I'm not saying Bomac is a bad trainer. I think Bomac is a heck of a trainer, but I think Bomac he's a product of having good fighters. Like Keyshawn Davis is a good fighter. Bud Crawford is a good fighter. Well, you could say great fighter. Those guys are not a dime a dozen. You can only train like if you get somebody, let's say he gets somebody like Rolly Romero and he trains and we see a dramatic improvement from Rolly Romero, then you can say, you know what, Bo Mack did his thing with Rolly Romero. But when you got a guy like Keyshawn Davis who's already got the skills and has the ability, all you got to do is just have his focus in the right place. The same thing with Bud Crawford. All you got to do is just switch their focus to the right spot. It's not Bomac training their ability. It's Bomac training their focus. That's what he's doing. He's training their focus. They're already good fighters. It's just they got to focus on the right part of their game. Once their focus has switched, now you see the outcome of what it is. Because we still see the holes in Keyshawn game. We see the holes in Bud Crawford game. So they haven't improved in the holes. The holes are still there. It's just he switched their focus to where it's hard to capitalize on the flaws that they have.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I'll just tell you this. I just been super impressed with Bo Mac, and I honestly wish Bo Mac would train Tio, but I know that'd never happen. I would love that, man. Or, can you imagine if Bo Mac was to help Gary? Well, I don't think he need no help. I'll be honest. I don't think Gary need no help. I don't think he need no help. But I don't know if y'all got anything. I don't got anything. I believe Dub Rice ought to be on with his show. Is there a new era in America? Talking about Donald Trump and Elon Musk. That's Thomas Hill's guy, Elon Musk. So get ready for the nice show.
It's going to be a whole lot of people out of order tonight because it's a very controversial topic tonight. It's going to be a whole lot of people out of order tonight.
You out of order. You out of order. You out of order. You out of order.
Popcorn, man. I'm gonna have my popcorn ready, and I'm gonna respectfully sit in the bleachers and enjoy the show. I'm not going up on the panel. I want to be entertained, man. This is going to be a out of order bar burner. So we will see y'all over there at the right side. Another dope panel coming live, represented by Sports Talk Network. We just don't talk sports. We talk everything like it's a sport, because life is a sport. If the brothers ain't got nothing else, we ain't got nothing else. We will see you guys very soon. Keep on ride with us. We on our way to the top, and we taking everything down. We talk to y'all later. We appreciate y'all. Peace.
On that note,
Gentlemen,
got it,
that's no ceremonies. That's spoken.
Hold on 1 second. You got anything, T? Nope. And on that note, we out of here, y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching BVO. And if you're down with BVO, subscribe and join the community. Have a great night.